Hello everyone, we are from Victoria University and I'm Rodnell and my co-mate Krishna. We will be presenting our SAP Lumira storyboard. Our SAP Lumira storyboard main objective is to create awareness about greenhouse gas emission and its causes and effect in Australia. This storyboard will help analyze which sector caused most greenhouse gas emission and which top 20 substances were the major pollutants in Australia. It also compares the trends of mean temperature deviation, ozone depletion, causes of death by respiratory diseases and cancer with air pollution. Furthermore, it compares source of energy from household usage and heating as well as energy usage proportion of electrical appliances. Finally, it shows awareness of people about Green Powerhouse scheme in Australia for the year 2011. We have gathered most of our data from Australian Greenhouse Emission Information System and Australian Bureau of Statistics website and uploaded the data into Lumira. We got a lot of data and one of the dataset has around 10 million records. Our aim was to prepare visualizations which could provide answers to certain questions related to air pollution. For example, what part of Australia emitted more greenhouse gas emissions in year 2002 to 2012? By looking at this visualization, we can easily identify which part has emitted more greenhouse gas. The first one is New South Wales, followed by Queensland and Victoria. The least states that have emitted carbon emission is Australian Territory Capital, External Territories, and Tasmania. Our next visualization shows which sectors and activities causes major pollution. From the stack bar chart, we can identify the energy sector is the major cause of pollution. It is followed by agriculture. On the other hand, waste generates the least emission. These filters in this storyboard could be used to change charts dynamically according to the selected sectors. In energy sector, the activity fuel combustion is the major cause of emission. In agriculture, it is enteric fermentation. In industrial sector, it is metal production. In waste, it is solid waste disposal on land. Our next visualization is a cloud chart. It is about the top 20 substances emitted in tons by destination in air, water, and land in Australia. Overall, sulfur dioxide is the major pollutant, followed by carbon monoxide and oxides of nitrogen. If we filter by air, we could see that the substance emitted is similar to the previous overall result, since air is the most affected destination of pollution. If we filter by land, ammonia total is the first substance, followed by ethanol, and then chlorine and compounds. If we filter by water, the first substance is total nitrogen, followed by ammonia total, and then lastly total phosphorus. From this chart, it is clearly evident that air is more polluted, followed by water and land. Then this chart shows the trend of pollution from year 2002 to 2012. Now, we compare the trends of causes of death and air pollution in Australia. As we could see, from 2003 to 2012, the number of deaths are increasing. The other line graph shows that the trend of air pollution increased slightly till 2008. Then it decreased till 2010 and increased again slightly until 2012. Next, we compare the mean temperature deviation and air pollution in Australia. As we could see, the mean temperature varied from year to year from 2002 to 2011, and there could be various factors other than air pollution, such as solar activity and orbital variation that caused this trend. Furthermore, we compare the trend of ozone depletion and chlorofluorocarbon emission in Australia. Ozone depletion followed a downtrend where CFC emission increased from 2002 to 2006 and then decreased till 2012. There is no direct correlation between the graphs in this visualization, but based on research, it would take time to realize the consequences of air pollution on the environment and people. Now, the next visualizations will be discussed by Krishna.
Thank you, Rod. This chart is to analyze if there was any effect of carbon tax on emissions. Carbon tax was introduced in July 2012 and was repealed in July 2014. We can see that the emission from energy sector increased in year 2012 compared to 2011, whereas emission from industry sector has decreased. However, a good analysis about carbon tax effect on emission can be made once we have the scope 1 emission data for year 2013 and 2014. Next, we look into the source of energy for household usage in Australia. It is evident that mains electricity is the major source of energy, whereas solar is the least source. Also, we can see that solar usage has increased and hopefully it would increase drastically in coming years. The other chart shows the energy usage proportion by region, and as expected, mains electricity has major proportion in all the states. The usage of solar is more in Northern Territory. This may be because most of the region is covered by desert. Next visualization helps to find out which household appliances have major energy usage proportion in Australia. In entertainment category, television and DVD player recorder use major proportion, whereas in electrical appliances category, refrigerators and washing machines have major share in energy usage. If we use filtering and choose year 2005, we can see that there were less entertainment appliances used compared to year 2011, whereas there were no additional electrical appliances added over the period 2005 to 2011. Next chart is about energy sources that were used for heating households in Australia. As expected, in Northern Territory and Queensland, most households do not use heaters. In Tasmania, South Australia and New South Wales, electricity is the main source for heating, whereas in Victoria it is mains gas. In Australian Territory Capital and Western Australia, both electricity and gas were significantly used for heating households. In this last visualization, we look into the awareness of people about Green Power Scheme in Australia for year 2011. Green Power Scheme is a government managed scheme that enables Australian households and businesses to displace their electricity usage with certified renewable energy. This pie chart shows that about 50% are not aware about Green Power Scheme and around 9% did not know about this scheme. We assume that did not know corresponds to households that have no idea about the green power scheme, while not aware have a vague idea about it. The other visualization shows awareness about this scheme by region. As we could see, Queensland, New South Wales, Australian Capital Territory and Victoria have more than 50% households that are aware about this program, whereas Northern Territory has the most households that did not know about this. Furthermore, Tasmania, Western Australia and Northern Territory have more than 50% households that are not aware about this scheme. To conclude, over period 2002 to 2012 in Australia, Eastern Australia contributed more to the greenhouse gas emission. This might be because this part of Australia is more populated and industrialized. Fuel combustion to generate energy caused most greenhouse gas emission. Air is the most affected destination by pollution. In the year 2012, there was reduction in scope 1 emissions by industrial processes, whereas emission from energy sector has increased. Television and DVD player recorder and refrigerators and washing machines have most energy usage proportion. Energy source used for heating households varied from region to region, and more than 50% of Australian households are not aware of the green power scheme. We hope our visualizations create awareness about carbon emissions in Australia and encourage use of green power in future. Thanks for watching this video.